As always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
Josh.
Ansatsu?
Oh, right, that's his name. Guys! Finally, we're going to talk about Ikazuchi, and surprisingly, like a whole host of other things. But the most important thing...
Ikazuchi,
the most
we talked about him
important
before.
thing... What?
You said we're going to talk about Ikazuchi. We already did that, didn't we?
Yeah. We're talking about Dodo.
Restarting. We're restarting. I'm stupid. We're restarting. I meant Dodo.
SHODO-O!
Hey guys, welcome to the 63rd episode of the Soda Pop Podcast. As always, I'm your host of Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
Josh.
And we're here to talk about Ikazuchi. Oh, wait.
Stop!
I mean, Ansatsu?
Right, thanks man. We definitely
Yep.
didn't have to redo this intro because I'm a big dumb idiot. Guys,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, of course, yeah. We have a lot of news that came out of the Soto blog, but that's not even like the biggest thing that happened. Cause we got localization, man. We'll talk about that, but then also after that, we're going to be talking about what you guys thought think are
Yep.
what you guys
AI
are
10.
filling AI 010 with AI 10 with. I can't
that-
speak today.
That was
It's
such
fine.
a process for you.
I know. It's processing in my brain as I'm speaking.
Right.
So we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and if we have extra time, we're going to talk about SHODO-O Kuuga, because there's some very relevant stuff this week. Because, guys, we did it. A large portion of why this podcast, why this entire channel exists, is to signal boost how cool SHODO is. And to get a lot more localization of the stuff we want to buy. And I am happy to say that we have made the biggest and boldest first step so far.
And now our mission is complete and the podcast is over.
It's no, Josh. It's not complete, but we'll tell you it's not. We'll talk about that. We have the premium Bandai Kuuga Gold Power set coming to us. The premium Bandai version coming to us through Bluefin, announced by Team Rider on a stream they did with Ranger Liz. And
I know
Senpai's
that,
noticed us.
Yes, they did.
Hello.
I know that this is going to be coming out after long after we record it, but as of today, the day that we're recording it, the 6th, it is up on their site now. You can buy it.
Yeah, absolutely. So please, if you're not a dummy like me, well, actually, I wouldn't have known that this was going to happen. But if you haven't purchased this set yet, if you haven't secured one from a middleman just yet, please go purchase this. If you're if you're slightly interested in it, please try it out. It's $70. You get 4 figures. Saying that out loud makes it sound like a lot, but there is quality to these figures. There is craftsmanship to these figures.
And it is a premium Bandai item.
Exactly. And we have libraries of content to tell you why that these things are so cool.
Also,
so not only that, you get them in the same month
absolutely
that they come out in
that.
Japan. So
yeah, exactly. And I did the price conversion. The original set comes out to $60 and 38 cents. And really it's less than a $10 markup here, and you don't have to pay for middleman fees. You don't have to pay for your pay for Bandai to ship it to your middleman, and your middleman to ship it to you. All you have to do is pay for them to ship it to you, and you're good to go. You're saving a lot of money here.
It's also, I also have to say, because it was pointed out that this is on Bluefin, I took a look at their writer shop after having not looked at it for a long time. Boy, they got a lot of stuff now. They got figurized stuff.
Yeah, they do. That's one of those lines where I know if I get one, I'm gonna have to get them all. That's why I haven't done it. So I know that they're good.
You know what?
And that's why I'm trying to stay away.
You know what? At this rate, they could very well be making all of the lead writers. So that's fair.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is worth a look. Like everything on there is worth a look. As much as we are advocates for SHODO, at large, we would like to advocate for Kamen Rider in the US. Obviously, we're not sponsored. Because who are we? What do we do? But please go support this. And hey, even if you have seen Kamen Rider Heisei Generations Forever, go watch it again on Nerdist. Whether or not either on Nerdist on the live stream or in their archive coming out what is it, a month later or something?
Yeah, it's going to be out in August, yeah.
Yeah, it will be on Tokushoutsu. So, go support it, man. This is the more visibility for the main stuff, the show, the DX belts, the super best ones, the
they have a bunch of those
ones.
They have a bunch of those logos those little logo stands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, they're not
too terribly expensive.
They're not.
But when I was going through their products, I was also just like, okay, this makes sense. They got the 20th belt re-releases that were released during Geo. That makes sense. They got some CMS stuff. That makes sense. Gold Drive is for some reason in stock.
Yeah,
that is weird, man. He's sitting there.
I guess he didn't sell well.
Either. Yeah, I saw he was $38. That's not horrible.
Yeah, that's
it's
pretty
not
good price.
Horrible. Yeah. So, like I said, as much as we are advocates for SHODO specifically, we gotta support the big stuff. So we do get if people know about it, if people know about the fandom at large or in general, there might be a way to get them into SHODO.
I don't know if you guys saw, but they did not a live stream, but it was a little showcase video today. Team Kamen Rider did. Of showing off their stuff. They don't have the Rising Kuuga set because it's not out yet, but they did show off that in person they have the original Kuuga set, but they were talking about how they're supplying the Rising one.
Mm-hmm. It was funny because I watched that initial live stream. And the way the dude was talking about it was saying oh yeah, I have this set in hand. I was thinking it was the Gold Power set.
That's what I was thinking too. But...
Yeah. So I am a little disappointed that
because I was wondering if Bandai would be sending them prototype copies or whatever, because they sent them a prototype of the Ikazu CSM.
Oh wow.
Because they had that on their desk during their showcase video today, and that's not out yet. So
I didn't know that was a prototype.
Well, I mean,
that's pretty big.
I don't know how close to the final version they are.
It could have been. It could have just been a mass-produced one that they were able to just give them.
That's true. Yeah, because I just assumed it was some kind of prototype because I know it's not out yet, and they had it on their desk. So
yeah, that's cool though. But
absolutely.
Also,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna actually just pivot slightly away from this, just to say, while we're talking about supporting the streaming stuff. You know what? I don't think it's been brought up on this podcast yet, but the latest Ultraman series has been available internationally on YouTube with subtitles.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The first episode.
I've been watching it week to week.
I've been watching it too. I think it's been pretty fun.
Nice.
Yeah. This past episode has been really fun for me, and if this comes out at any sort of time close to when we're recording this, I just uploaded a watch along, and I'm doing that with my friends. So
hopefully,
if you want, you can.
I remember.
Hopefully, anyone interested has started it because they're up for 2 weeks each episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah.
So episode 1's already gone, but
yeah, I was gonna say
if you want to jump in with episode 2, I guess you still have time.
I was about to say, episode 1, they've actually just re-uploaded it, I think, just region locked.
Oh, right.
Or maybe they just...
VPNs, boys!
Maybe they just, lock the existing one because I was told that it apparently still had English subtitles.
Oh.
Oh.
That's probably what they do. I feel like it would make
yeah.
sense to re-upload it.
Mm.
So it's odd that they're doing that, but
yeah. Anyway, the sponsor for today's episode is ExpressVPN. No, I'm kidding.
Man, Corey, what a nice segue.
No, it would have been great. They should sponsor us.
That would have been really good.
Don't you hate when
Our
Mexico
actual
Jinrai
sponsor
hacks your...
is Raid Shadow Legends.
It would honestly be like a really great sponsor across a lot of Toku, just because like
That
Toei
is true.
uploads them to their own stuff all the time. So
Yeah, and always Region locks it.
yeah, I know. Ugh. And sometimes when it's meant for us, they end up locking it themselves on accident because they copyright claim themselves. But you know,
Ooh, that was awkward.
That happened.
But yeah, this is really cool stuff. Please, once again, go support it. If you're interested, go support it. I know I'm preaching to the choir right now because you guys love SHODO. You know SHODO. Otherwise, why would you click on this podcast? This is like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know. I'm not in the future yet.
Wait,
This is a long time to talk about SHODO.
Speaking of SHODO, I think we have a Dodo.
Odo!
SHODO-O!
That's right. So I struggled. I legitimately struggled to like parse out in my mind how all of it, like who was what and who was where until like the very end of it. So when I did the post itself on
you mean like all the
timeline,
different...
it was like it was so scattered until I finally just went to the wiki and figured out, okay, DODO Magear chick, DODO custom, DODO custom 2.
What it basically came down to was I remembered that he had, like, now I know what the four names were called, but I knew that he had custom 1, but I couldn't for the life of me remember, like, what that even was. Like, how...
Yeah.
Like, how far along in the armor it was at that point. Because I remembered his, like, original form and his, like, final form, per se.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm happy that the blog did make it a little clear at the end. And yeah, I went to the wiki as well just to, like, double check.
Yeah. And hey, also, you know what? If you head over to the Candy Toy Discord that we have in the description down below, Malunis did an excellent breakdown that I understood at the time, but then coming back, I was like, deer in the headlights. But yeah, you basically showed it like as progressively putting on other people's clothes until he was someone different.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is pretty good. So with that out of the way, Malunis, you know this the most. Why don't you tell us about Dodo?
Yes, so I was saying that, considering the way that the DODO Magear works with the two different armors, it made total sense for them to just like put out the chick, which has the black head, and then like just make a final form Dodo in the next wave and just say, hey, if you want to go back and turn the Dodo chick into like the base form, here's some red stickers for the head. But instead, they just like, we're just going to make two different figures. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Don't ask for anything ever again.
And like, it's really great that I feel like, well, one, it was probably done just because like
convenience.
There's no other way that you could reuse bits of that mold until you get to, like, it would be hard to reuse pieces starting from his first form going to his ending form.
Yeah.
Like, so it makes sense just production wise why you just make two different figures for the first and last form. But also, I'm glad that it's treated with the same level of, hey, we should dedicate a figure to this as any other rider with their different forms. Like, obviously we have every single form for everyone else, and Dodo gets his. And
Asterisk.
I mean, he's missing he's missing custom 2, but that's just logistic issues.
Well, he's just custom.
that's pretty unfortunate, but
yeah.
Custom 2 is the final form.
What was that?
Custom 2 is the final form.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Custom 1. I just
yeah.
get so mixed up because
Oh, right.
2 is not... Anyway.
Yeah, because it's his second form, but it's Custom 1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Why
How
don't
did
we
they-
have the first custom form, by the way?
huh?
How did they make that picture of the first Custom?
So like there's like the square around its head. I'm
Right.
guessing it's just like, okay, well, I guess we'll crop that out and then add. See, this is my PowerPoint conspiracy coming back.
Oh yeah.
You crop it out and then you add like
border?
a shape line or a shape outline to it,
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
red, expand the width, and then put it just over the other one.
Mhm.
You're done.
You're right.
That's it. That's how you do it.
I-
That's your PowerPoint magic for the week, my friends.
I know we're kind of jumping around a little bit, because you have like the details of the figures to talk about, but I really hope that they somehow try to give us a head that can do it.
Mhm.
I mean, here's the thing. This line's given us a premium set that revised the Evolt chest
Right.
and the drivers to make them match up with the final
Because it's just
final
like
fights.
I mean, it's such a a form that isn't necessarily needed, but it's like you're so close to being able to to showcase it, and they bring it up too, as a point that you can't, and so yeah, I mean it's unfortunate just how they're constructed. I get it, but
Just to put it in context what we're talking about here, the body of the final form has the standard SHODO neck where it's just built into the chest. Whereas the Dodo, because of the Magia, the Trilobite Magia body, the ball joint is on the head. So they are incompatible.
Or the base of the neck, yeah.
So it's basically impossible. The only way you could make it work is if the neck piece was removable from the Dodo head, but as soon as I thought about that, I was just like, oh, that would be real easy for a child to swallow.
Yeah, no, and that's specifically why the Trilobite Magear stuff is the way it is. Like, my speculation was that, their heads are going to be bigger, so they need that negative space in the neck. That's why, they'd want to manipulate that out. But it's because the heads are so small that they had to make the neck stump bigger. It'd be interesting to see them attempt to make a Dodo head, but it definitely wouldn't be that same CAD model.
Yeah, what if it was just
the
like
original
a bigger
one?
head?
You'd have to put like one of those like negative space blocks on the back of its head on that helmet.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you think if they just like upscaled it a little bit and put one of those like safety things, that would kind of do it, or?
I hope so. I hope that that's all they would need to do, and like I said, they've done revisions before, and like even in Geo we were given two of Waz's books in the final set. In Sentai recently, we were given revised legs for Smog Joki. It's not out of the realm of possibility, at least for me, to speculate that head is going to appear in the rest of 10.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely think that they're going to try to allow you to make it. Because they're so close on it, too.
And the only thing that gives me pause is that they specifically mentioned it. Because sometimes we know there's a problem and they don't say something about it, it sometimes means that they're actually working on it. But here they said, hey, not going to happen with this right now.
Mm.
So I don't know.
I wonder how long it would be, or how even possible it would be. But I'm sure like some people are going to try to remove that peg or that ball joint and make it work.
I mean, I'm sure this is I don't think it'll be too hard. I don't know. It might be a lot of stuff to carve out.
But... Oh, I mean, it would definitely be a process, but I don't think it's something that's impossible.
Yeah.
With the right tools.
I'd give it like a few months or so for them to like figure it out if maybe we could possibly get it in some fashion.
So,
but if not, that neck joint's coming off, my man.
So, we talked about it last week, so I guess it's okay to say, we know that Kamen Rider Naki is definitely going to be a thing that'll appear in SHODO, just because that's how things are. But
Yeah.
the question is whether or not that's a last second addition to the show, so maybe we'll see it in Saber. Wouldn't it be kind of funny if they made Naki and were just like, there's not much we could add to this figure since he didn't really, or he or she, they didn't really have much in the way of weapons. So here's a dodo head.
I mean, that would be honestly really great.
That would be great,
The thing, so let's
their
talk
about their only weapon is like the claw arm things that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, like for that discussion, because like that goes into our AI 10 speculation. Before that discussion, let's talk about how they budget these things, right? Because they did go into it in the blog and tell us why the DODO Magear chick came out before everything else. And basically...
Real quick before sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Real quick before we mention that, since we were assuming that Dodo was going to be in 10, now I know this is a little bit of our AI 10 speculation that we will have, but we do now know that Dodo, since it's 2 figures, is taking up 3 boxes of set 10. So that does take 1 more box away than we thought he would. So just to throw that out there. But go ahead and mention what you were going to say.
Yeah. So basically like we were saying, there are 4 dodos total. Like Metsubo Jinrai, Trilobite-ish, like the Magear dodos. There's the Dodo Chick, there's the Dodo, and Dodo Custom, and Custom 2. We got 3 out of the 4, and last...
Technically Ikazuchi, if you want to go that far.
Yeah, technically, but that's like a rider.
Right.
Because the Magirs aren't riders.
Right.
The one that showed up last was the Dodo Magear chick, right? Because that's the I guess sort of the foot soldier.
Yeah, that showed up when he got like so powerful he could make like an army. Yeah. Yeah.
So the reason that showed up first is because they wanted to be able, like, they couldn't fit it into AI09 just because of budget. The only thing, if they did want to do regular Dodo in AI09, they would have had to remold the entirety of the crotch, the legs, and the head. But if they just molded the head, right, if they just remolded the head like they've been doing for the Magear releases, that cuts down on cost for that budget. And you have a Dodo head to use for AI10, right? And then you get the rest of it. So that's how they broke it down.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense the way that they ended up doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really us getting to see we're watching them break this down, like this wave down in real time, and it's really cool to see.
I feel like it's so interesting that, like, I mean, because I doubt this was, like, obviously planned this way, but the way that worked out for them, it just feels like that was, like, how it was always supposed to be. Like, it didn't feel like it was something they had to, like, really work out. It just felt like it was meant for that based on just how this, suit changes with all the armor and everything.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, the only thing that makes me, that gives me pause about that is that, like, they sort of shot themselves in the foot by having the neck peg or the neck.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but you've got those core components there, and it's really cool to have seen all that. Just work itself out.
So, because I'm looking at the picture of Custom 2 with the swords. So did the ones with Ikazuchi have that peg for the back?
I don't remember. Let me go check. You guys talk about something.
It'd be weird.
Oh, did you already get set 8?
Huh?
Did you already get your set 8?
No, I'm just gonna look at the blog post.
Oh, okay.
No, payments haven't even come up yet for those.
Because I was assuming that they just
one thing I will say is that
Mikazuchi, but
for people who might be wondering why couldn't they just like worked the neck into the head of the final form, it's because that whole head is made of PVC. I don't think it would work out very well. Also, there's a very lovely photo where they just show the head kind of just walking on all these little tendrils. It's very nice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that the whole head is made out of PVC, because there are stickers on it, so I do think it is just like the back portion. So I feel like if they wanted to like make it incompatible with the rest of the SHODO line, they could carve out that little stump for the ball joint in the chest, but they wanted to make it more compatible with all the rest of the SHODO figures. That's speculation on my end, but I feel like that was the intent there, and that's why they're just not compatible with the rest of the Dodo stuff.
Now you mention, I guess this does kind of give you an opportunity to make a better Ikazuchi if you don't like the Bloodstock suit.
Yeah,
just put on the belt and the head.
I mean, if you want. Yeah. I am trying to find it. Still.
You know, if you want to just assume, then I would just say probably makes sense that they would have just added those pegs for the DODO Magear, because Ikazuchi doesn't put those swords anywhere.
They didn't. I mean, it doesn't show them anywhere, and we get multiple sides of it, and I don't see it.
I mean, Ikazuchi doesn't need the peg holes. I just was curious if they if they bothered to mold that sword twice, or if they just.
Oh, it's SHODO. You know that they bothered to.
Well, I mean, Well, I just wasn't sure because, like, they could have just used the same swords both times.
Yeah.
Especially since they had to do a bunch of other molding on this already.
But like, for this set though, it's another thing. I said this last week, but AI 9 is like a really cool 02 and a really cool Tsukiyomi that sucked out all the budget, and then you have a bunch of stuff you already bought, some with less for the same amount of money, some with a little bit more for the same amount of money. So, like, AI09 is just a myriad of cost-cutting measures put into one box, and we see that on display here. Like, that, the cost-cutting stuff extends into 10, because we got the Dodo stuff. We have, like, a lot of the structure there. All they need to do is make custom 2, and then you basically have everything you need for custom, or for just the regular Dodo on accident, and in an impossible box.
That's true.
Impossible frame.
They pretty much did just make custom 2, but it kind of just worked out to do the other ones with that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm wondering. That's just how it worked out, but I'm wondering if where all the rest of the budget will go, because like Arc 1 wouldn't need too much of the budget because he's going to be using pieces from Arc 0.
By the way, I suppose we are technically sort of in spoiler territory at this point.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Well, but by the time
Malunis, you wanted to mention something?
Yeah, I will. 1 second. All I was going to say is, by the time this episode goes out, you've probably already seen Guy in his underwear. So, presented by Zaya,
which you can now buy on Premium Bandai.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was just like, I can't believe, but also can believe that they put him down in his briefs just to put it on Premium Bandai.
Yeah.
And also
can we get a remolded.
Also, for the moms watching,
piece for Thouser, that's just those.
Man, this is a symphony of accidentally talking over each other. I'm sure this is wonderful for everyone listening.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what I was going to say before was, obviously by having the DODO Magear, you have your little assassin, but technically the first form DODO Magear also gives you MC Check It Out.
Oh, that's right.
From that one episode.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot he did that.
Yeah. So you should buy it twice, is what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Pretty much. Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, because the one with oh no, Check It Out did have the Zetsumerized, right? I couldn't remember if he was one of the ones that did or not.
I couldn't remember.
But wait, whose pants did he have?
He had the Zetsumerized pants.
Mm. Okay.
No, he had the Zetsumerized crotch, but did he have the custom pants, or did he have like the regular Trilobite Magear pants?
He probably had the custom pants, because I think he just turned into the regular Dodo.
Dodo! Alright. Cool. Yeah, I didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Also, we got...
Yeah, that's cool.
Also, we got photos of the Chibi Izu for people who want that.
Yeah, and you know what? We kind of saw an extension of that line in the middle of the week. Like, there was this Mimi Chérie, I want to say it's Precure. I'm not 100% sure of what it was. I just got the notification. Yeah. I got the notification from the Bandai Twitter that they like put something up under the Mimi Chérie line.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta MC check that one out.
Pretty curious. One of those things where, like, because it's part of the superhero time set, I kind of want to check it out just to, MC check it out. But because of that, I've looked at the Bandai Candy Toy site because I was like, what kind of toys does this series have? And all the candy toys are just like roleplay items and statues. It's like, they don't really get action figures.
Yeah, like... there's a space for them to have something like, functional as a toy, but like the things, Mimi Chérie, Lovely Party Collection set. It's a premium Bandai thing. These are mostly statues, though.
Yeah,
much in the way that Izu was. There are tons of these. What the heck? How many? What? Oh my god. There are so many.
Oh wow.
Aika Lovely Party Collection set. I don't know. Josh, do you have any secondhand knowledge of this from your girlfriend that you could bestow upon us?
I don't know if she collects these, but she might know what these are.
Well, like, do you know what I'm talking about at all?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, the little, figures.
No, but does Aikatsu mean anything to you?
No, not off the top of my head.
Collection. I don't know. Now, these look more like idols than they do Precure stuff, so I'm venturing to say this might not be Precure. But hey, check this out. That's not what this podcast is. I'm just trying to signal boot. If you want these, it's there. I can't tell if I'm lagging out or not, or if just no one's saying anything. Hello?
Hey, I don't really have anything to add.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys?
How's it going?
So this is something I wanted to give sort of passing mention to, but we've had images of what's coming out in the September issue. No, September.
Yes,
issue
it's weird.
Yes, yeah, that's coming out July 31st, the end of this month.
Oh, are we talking about Hopping Kangaroo?
Yeah, just briefly. Because people have in-hand stuff, and we have images.
That's the person who gets sent the stuff early.
That makes sense.
Okay.
And we have
it's not supposed to be out until the end of the month, so.
Huh?
It's not supposed to be out until the end of the month, so.
Right, yeah. But we also do have scans of certain pages from that issue, showing off what all we get. Right. And a tiny discussion that I kind of wanted to bring up is how they're doing the hands.
First of all, I just want to say, SHODO, you didn't make the pouch open. I'm very sad.
That is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
Though I do feel like there are...
Because his pouch contains infinite possible eyes, so...
Yeah, I watched the the Hyper Battle video after we talked about it, yes, there's some terrible text-to-speech in that transformation, where it said it says something. It was supposed to say something like, its pocket contains infinite possibilities, but it says possible lights. It's like someone made a typo.
Incredible. I love that.
It's so great because it carries over to the toy of the key. So, the toy
That's
says
great.
The toy says
That's
it too.
so good.
It's just perfect.
Oh my god.
It's like they typed it in wrong in the generator. And it just
spell check. What's that?
I swear I don't necessarily need a collection of DX roleplay toys that are like is fully complete. I just want the ones that sound weird. Can I get that?
Well, the kangaroo key was a Telebikun pack-in. It's not too expensive.
Yeah, but I mean that would also require me to get the CSM Decade belt where they re-recorded some of the lines, and now those sound weird.
Yeah. That's right.
The Dodo key has one of my favorite like Magia lines because it just sounds really weird out of context. It just says a Magia with potential to grow. It's just like referencing the fact that he has alternate forms. But just before we even got the Dodo Magear, I was just like, what is that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
Or I think it was like a Magear with plenty of room to grow.
Oh. I don't remember what it was, but I'm sure like it's been pretty janky recently, so I wouldn't put it past him. But the discussion that I wanted to bring up is how they do the hands. Just because, you know, it's typically the half and half mold. That's how molds work. But then you have the glove cuff with that overhang. And I'm assuming that has to be a different molded piece that's stuck on afterward.
It looks like it.
It might not. Huh?
It definitely looks like it, because I could have sworn when I was looking at the review, like the Leon channel, I could have sworn that it looked like there was like a separation line.
Right. And it feels like, because like if you know how the molding process works, you can't really have that sort of overhang too often, unless you mold it in like a very specific way. But like, this is a candy toy for a limited run exclusive. They're not going to dedicate like a super intricate mold to 4 hands, especially if it typically comes on one sprue. But I'd venture to say that like whether or not we see a peg, there are 2 separate molded pieces to each hand. But that's just speculation.
I mean, if you're wondering whether or not it was like pre-assembled that way when it was in the packaging, we have had examples kind of like that with like a freezing bear having the pre-applied sticker.
That's true, but that like they made specific note of that. I don't, because like there are I feel like for hands at least there you could just have pre-assembled stuff. Like they haven't. They've shown that they can do that, and especially for a limited run item, I'm sure it's possible. But what did it show in the unboxing that you watched, Josh?
I
mean,
the unboxing that I watched, it was I think it was the one you linked in our YouTube or our Discord. That was that one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but I was just going to say that was not a very good example because it was clearly one that he had already like opened and stickered and just put back in the box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was the one that I linked.
Gotcha. Well, all right. The mystery is yet to be solved, but you know what? Pretty sure Josh and I are going to get these. We've got our contacts to let us know if they go up on Amazon. On Amazon Japan. So
2 other things. One is if you've seen the like turnaround photos of the figure, that has a very bulbous chest for no particular reason. Didn't seem like it has a pouch gimmick.
That's unfortunate.
The other thing is that I did not run this by a translator, but I used Google Translate as opposed to doing a thing where I translate the whole page. From what I could tell from the text, the reason that this was like a special first time thing for SHODO is that before they packed figures in with the magazine and it was like a special one-off issue, whereas this time it's just part of the regular run. It's kind of like the equivalent of having something that's general retail as opposed to a store exclusive.
Right. And thank you for that, by the way. That was really helpful for when I did the news video.
Lower your expectations.
But yeah, so this is that was another thing too, and I think I said it last week, but like it sounds like there's verbiage here to say that this is a SHODO centric issue, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up.
Yeah.
That's what I really am hoping, but I'm not expecting it.
Well, I mean, at least now we sort of know that it isn't.
I think
just because of it is like a standard issue, so they are gonna have to have like regular scans in there or whatever.
Right.
It's been a while since I've brought this up, I think, so I will just say it again. The way that the blog is written, G really likes to like space out his sentences into separate chunks, and when you use the like translate this whole page feature, English really comes out really strangely that way. So you just about have to just copy a whole block of text, put it into Google Translate, and just like cut it all down into one sentence to get a proper translation. Takes a little longer.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it for Kangaroo. I think that covers just about everything on the news.
In latest news, 01 just got subbed.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
All right, I'll be watching that tonight. But hey, you guys are in the future. You've already watched it. How was it? Tell us in the comments. But yeah, so we have been dancing around this the whole episode. I guess we better dive into our topic now.
Yeah.
We are going to fill out the rest of AI-10 with something.
For the third episode in a row.
For the third, again, this is one of the most fun things to do, right? Because it's almost always incorrect.
And also, the further now that we actually have our first confirmed figures of set 10, we can start eliminating things.
Exactly. But to me, this is an exercise in excitement, an exercise in preparing ourselves to be surprised when we're wrong.
Right.
Dodo
is a good example of that, because we figured we were going to get Dodo, but we didn't exactly expect it to happen this way.
Exactly. We didn't think we'd get two Dodo figures, one being in its own box. That is value. And they basically get to reuse half of the new thing that they just made.
Exactly.
And half of the old stuff. That figure, none of it is new molding. Except for maybe possibly the swords that peg into the back.
Oh, that
potentially.
Now you may bring that up, I just thought, wow, that must have been one hell of a conversation to convince them to let them do that.
Oh, I know, right?
But also, just before we fully move on to the topic, two quick things about the blog. One is that we can definitely speculate because they did not give us anything about what they're going to do next week. Not even a hint of, hey, get hyped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't already left and you haven't already gotten flustered about the spoilers, now is the time to leave. This is spoiler territory.
The other thing,
we're getting into it, man.
Just the other thing I want to say. Now. The other one thing I want to say real quick, just because this was something I thought was nice of them to bring up. G talks about how basically all these non-writers that we've been getting have all been fan requests. So thank you for filling out those questionnaires.
Wow. Yeah, no, so that is another very important thing to bring up.
Yeah.
Powered by fans. As people are receiving their latest ones, we can start filling out those surveys. Yeah. So get on it. This is the sort of refresh time. now's
Yeah,
the
and-
time to fill out the survey once more.
He also makes a point of saying, like, I don't really fully understand the term to be used, but apparently it translates as sub-enemy, so I'm guessing it must mean, like, monster of the week. He was just saying that, these days it's very rare for you to get these sort of enemies anywhere but SHODO.
Yeah, so...
And I'm not saying that this was an actual, like, teaser of any kind, but it did kind of stand out to me where he describes the questionnaire saying, "We want to be your final hope," and there's just like the Saigo no Kibo is straight up just a reference to Wizards. So that just kind of made me go, huh. They've done some really obtuse teases in these blogs before, like when they teased some of that the candy toy artwork thing. They made some very elaborate pun.
But that's because, like...
G's a nerd, so that's I'm giving it a pass because he's a nerd. He knows.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
we've gotten, Project G4 before.
Mhm.
We've gotten gentle with G so many times.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I guess technically we have gotten G3, but that was not necessarily a teaser, even though he used that verbiage. So, like, I don't want to get people's hopes up, especially since I know there's at least one very happy person that thinks that Forza is going to be next in Chronicle, which it if we are going by patterns, it's seemingly a lot more likely. But
And it's also something that isn't too many things they have to do.
It's not terrible, and you already have such a good framework with the initial candy toy line that you could just follow that to a T. But I guess under G-Man, we had a bit more of like a structured experience, but with D-Man it's like all over the place. Wait, opposite way. D-Man's
G
more
is the one-
structured, and G is everywhere. He's like, "Give me the surveys, man. I'll do what you want. We got you."
True fan.
So
True
yeah,
fan.
yeah. With that said,
Let's
dig into it, man. Yes, the topic. And I do. You know what? We're gonna do this. I'm saying this right now. I'm gonna try this out. Let's read what they have to say first, and then sort of use that information to maybe build one of our own.
Works for me.
So guys, yeah, these are your comments. Peacemaker2448 says, so Arc 1 will be in at 2 boxes. Guaranteed. I absolutely agree. Naki and any movie material is out because of being too late to be made and being delayed to who knows when, respectfully. Which leaves us 5 boxes to play with, so my bet is Izu, 1 box, Fighting Jackal Raider, 2 boxes, Invading Horseshoe Crab Raider, 2 boxes. That's not a bad list. Though I will say, putting Izu in 1 box is bold.
Mm-hmm.
That is a bold prediction, because that is entirely new molding.
Yeah,
like,
it's a pretty
At
involved
the same
figure.
time,
Yeah. What?
I was gonna say at the same time, I wonder how you would split that. Like, would you just go with the hard Guardian approach where it's just like legs in one, torso in the other?
Absolutely, I would. There's. Oh. I'm hearing myself twice.
That's weird. That should not be happening.
Oh,
Okay.
Huh.
Whoop.
All right.
Still, we're
I
keeping
yelled
this
in my own
in.
ear. Oh no! We lost
We're
Malunis.
keeping this in.
All right. Yeah, we are keeping all of this in. Welcome back, Malunis. Hello.
Let's see if this works.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, it absolutely worked. I don't know what
Okay.
you did, but good job.
Again, I am using Discord on my phone, and for some reason, it just switched a speaker.
Nice. Oh, that's so good.
Oh, that's fine.
So yeah, I that is a bold prediction for Izu.
Yeah.
That is brand new molding, right? And you could absolutely split it up. I would say you could split it up into 2 boxes. Just cut her in half.
Izu in general is bold because
if you do that, you can get I'm sure there's enough extra budget for an Azu head.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Yeah. So,
but that's if.
Yeah, are we going to count Are we going to count the Humagear, or are we going to say that Izu would be the first human face that they've ever made in SHODO?
I'm counting it because those faces are technically made to emulate humans. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they did a good job at it.
Well, no, not even. I don't even need to leap that far in logic. The actor's human. What am I saying? Yes, it is a human face.
Well, I'm talking about like the original like Humagear that we're getting in AI-08. I'm like, I guess you could count that as. I was gonna say, I guess you could technically say that's a human face they sculpted, and they did a pretty good job at that. So I don't know, maybe they could.
I mean, I'd say it is a robot face.
I mean, it's like a static face that wouldn't change.
Yeah.
So.
But like, this isn't. They have kind of done a human face before in Candy Toy, because we do have a Takeshi Hongo.
Yep.
We do have Combat Men, and we do have Rider Man.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's possible if you use PVC on all of it, but then that runs you into PVC costs. So.
And also...
But yeah, Izu, that's a bold prediction for one box. I could see her in 2 boxes, but one, that's bold.
I say that I'm pretty confident they can make it look like Izu, like as far as like actor likenesses go. But, just like Hongo, be prepared to have a fully unpainted face.
Well, this is SHODO, and you are getting more budget per figure.
Oh.
I'd say you might be able to get away with like at least pupils this time.
I was about to say, are you implying that they're going to put stickers on the eyes?
Absolutely not, because I like the way I see it in my head is her head is made entirely out of PVC, like the whole thing.
Oh yeah, so they would have to paint it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
But yeah, so those are some neat polls. Let's hop over to Blade Raider, who says, I'm just saying Izu and Fighting Jackal until they become real.
Thank you.
I guess Arc 1 and Naki to finish it out, though I could see Naki being pushed back to Saber 2. If that ends up being an odd number, then maybe an accessory pack.
None of us have faith in Naki.
I'm wary. Huh?
I said none of us have faith in Naki for some reason.
Because, like, here's the thing, and Josh brought this up. Naki has a lot of new dedicated molding that they could have put into place right in and around the time they were seeing people give full support to the Dodo rider.
Yeah, because my idea, because what I mentioned to Corey, because it wasn't on the podcast, but was that Ikazuchi obviously was like a last minute addition, or at least seemingly so.
Yep.
And that they had to plan for, or they didn't get to plan for it. And so what my idea was, which granted I don't have anything to necessarily back this up, but what I was thinking is that maybe once they decided to go through with Ikazuchi, they had decided, well, if we're going to do 3 out of 4 of them, we'll just give them all a rider form. So perhaps they planned out Naki's rider form around that time.
Possibly.
And so they would have had time to like get one ready, or like a figure ready for AI-10. Especially since it seems to use more new pieces and everything. Granted, nothing to really back that up. Just a theory that I had.
It would make
sense. That's true, and I feel like
it would make sense because
like
literally all 4 of them use a kanji for Metsubo Jinrai, and 2 of them we knew were writers. So it's like someone at some point had to be like, "What are we doing? They need to all be writers."
Yeah, exactly. So I am, and SHODO is a really good test for that. If they don't tell us directly that Naki was planned for, if they don't tell us directly, we can go by SHODO as a pretty good barometer.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they do that figure or not.
Yeah, since the latest
like
episode
in this line. But I don't know, man. I want to throw Naki out of my box prediction, if only to have SHODO tell me I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because I absolutely want Naki sooner than later.
Like the actual plan was to put Naki and Saber, but then G heard this and he was just like, "Oh, you're challenging me? Fine, I'll rush it. I'll rush the hell out of this."
He saw Naki last week and was like, "Oh, you don't think I can do this? I will do this.
I will prove you wrong."
Just having some tea, watching the show, and then sees Naki and just like slowly puts down the tea and stands up.
And then he also sees that Ikazuchi only has 2 key holders this time. And
damn it!
You know what? Like, so here's the thing. Like,
what if they just make Ikazuchi again?
No.
And give us the revised stuff.
No. That's what I think. I'm probably only said this in the Discord and not in the podcast, but I was saying, wouldn't it be funny if Naki ends up in the next in Saber and just has Ikazuchi's new crotch packaged with it? And a dodo head.
Actually, out of curiosity, would you be able to use like the Jin and Hirobi or even 001's crotch and just put Ikazuchi's Force Riser sticker on there?
Yeah, I guess so.
Let me check.
I mean, you could just put on the belt, the alternate.
Because there is red paint on there.
Oh, okay.
Physically, you'd be able to do it, but it probably wouldn't line up unless you maybe used.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You're not replicating that factory applied red paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blade Raider brought up an interesting thing of accessory pack, and I am slowly weaning myself off of the idea that accessory packs are a good idea for them, because it's a good idea for us and I'd love to have them. I just wonder what's the profitability on those, because like I see some of those floating around Mandarake more often than I don't.
Oh, the one with the Grangio weapons?
That one, I've seen the accessory pack. So people are big dumb idiots, right? And they bought up Decades on Mandarake without buying up any of the accessory packs. So now, what I thought was going to be the case was, oh, I'm not going to be able to secure an accessory pack. But now I see them. I'm seeing them, man. So I'm wondering if accessory packs are even viable for SHODO.
You know what?
Especially if it's a bunch of new stuff, because like that GO one was a bunch of old like reused sprues, which is probably how they were able to get away with stuffing so many in there.
I still can't believe that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
That was nuts.
I think it makes sense. If it's not profitable, then at the very least, hey, wouldn't it be neat if Arc 1 came with a briefcase? Just saying. One of the briefcases, and then another figure comes with another briefcase.
It would be great. Like,
I mean, it would
know.
It would be nice since he like 3D prints them.
Fine. Fine.
We only need
if that's what you want.
2 briefcases, or 2, right?
I don't know. I don't remember.
We only got the first one.
Right. So, that couldn't be too hard.
Yeah,
I guess not. I don't know. I'll look into it.
I mean, they don't have to mold them just in black plastic and just include the sticker, so that wouldn't be too hard.
Yeah.
Huh. But still, it's a new mold. Like,
no, you're right.
Creating a new steel mold for it, whether or not it's easy enough to digitally create, like.
Right.
Yeah. But that calls into question the validity of accessory packs, and they have shown us that they are willing to surprise us with more impossible boxes than we initially, assumed were going to be there.
Yeah, it's we got a real world changing pandemic going on, and then they're just like Humagear, another Humagear, Barotha, Dodo. It's like, okay, nothing's impossible at this point.
Exactly, and I'm wondering. So, how many other Magear are we out?
I'm gonna say that for sure we could get Jackal, just because that is a prominent one. The Horseshoe Crab, I'm saying I want it to be as important as Jackal, but I'm gonna understand if we don't get it.
I mean, I'd say that there are the same amount of parts that you are able to reuse.
Yeah. Plus,
but the thing is,
they've had so many troop builders that it's not impossible, I will say.
Huh?
They've given us so many troop builders in these last two waves that it's not an impossibility.
Yeah, I'd say it's kind of likely.
There is something interesting.
Yeah.
The horseshoe Raiders use very similar armor to. There's this type of Magia foot soldier.
Yeah, that was the first use of it.
Yeah, that was in Reiwa, the first generation.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's just like the Trilobite Magia legs, basically.
So what you're saying is we could get movie stuff after all, just not that movie.
Well, what I'm saying is, I guess, but I'm also saying that if they wanted to make the horseshoe mold, they could use it twice.
They could.
Different head too, because the ones from the movie also have the Humagear modules. Little bit of work.
It's an idea.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd say it's likely that we get at least some form of horseshoe crab, and we've got to get Jackal, man.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like Jackal would be awesome. I really would like
that. I will be floored if we don't see a Jackal.
Yeah,
and I feel like if there's enough excitement in our fandom, there's definitely enough excitement in the Japanese fandom, and in that Japanese fandom, that would then translate to, hey, I'm filling out this survey. I want Jackal.
Yeah. I think if we don't see it in AI 10, then I would say have the faintest hope that might be an addendum thing where they go, you guys really asked for it, and it was a little bit late for us to make it, but we decided to make it anyway. I could actually see that being a thing.
I agree. Just because it's, or she gets a Visa Next or something, or she gets a new form in a Visa Next.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Do we think? I mean, cause I'm just thinking about future sets and stuff. Do you don't think we're gonna get any kind of final set this year, right?
Like Premium Bandai?
Yeah,
I doubt it. I doubt it
it too. Yeah,
I don't know that G-Man would allow
it. No, I'm putting those briefcases in 10. They gotta hold them back.
Gee, you're actively losing money on this. I will make it.
They told me I couldn't make Naki. Now I will.
All right, so we've been talking this back and forth. But what do you think? What are your final 7 boxes? Or I guess final 5 boxes, because we know. I want to say for certain Arc 01 or Arc 1 is going to be 2 boxes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah. So what are the 5 other boxes? What are we filling it with?
I'm just gonna say Jackal, Horseshoe Crab, what the hell, Izu. Just go for it. That's the one that I want.
You're the one that I want. Josh?
Honestly, I'm thinking Naki and Horseshoe Crab, and then something. I can't think of a fifth thing.
Not even... Oh, well, if you have those two, we wouldn't be able to get a Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Or a Jackal.
Yeah.
So here's my bold prediction.
Mm-hmm.
The what's his name? The Horseshoe Crab.
Mm-hmm.
One box.
Ooh.
And then Naki and Jackal in another.
Uh-huh.
I feel like there's enough saved budget. Like we have most of the molding for what is it? Horseshoe Crab already. Right?
Yeah.
Because of the punching Kong Vulcan.
Right.
Like that takes care of most of it. The belt taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Wait, no?
Have we done a Raid Riser?
Nope.
Or a Raider?
No, we haven't.
Oh. Well, hey, if you make one for Jackal, you've made one for Horseshoe Crab.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that budget taken care of. You have the base body, you have the driver. All you need is the armor. And I think you could try to finagle that into one box. We've had releases of, I guess, the mold for Vulcan enough times to where it would be a stretch to justify putting him in. But that's why this is a bold prediction. This prediction has a little bit of hope in it. And then Jackal, I just wanted to get decked out with a whole bunch of extra stuff. She would be the venue to have, like, you know, all of her stuff, her scythe, potentially some briefcases. And yeah, I'm putting Naki in there because I'm trying to will it into existence that Naki was planned for. I don't believe it. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's my prediction. I'm going against what I think is going to happen, and I'm going to bank on that.
Corey's supporting my theory.
Yeah.
I don't know which Discord I said it in, so I don't know if I said it in ours, but I was saying I have the distinct feeling that this will be in Saber, but I will gladly be proven wrong because I really like the design.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah. See,
Otherwise,
what's so nice about SHODO is that we know we're going to get it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I feel safe as long as I don't think too hard about, well, one, money, and two, about another Riders.
Oh, another Rider.
Ooh.
You had to do that to me, Corey.
Hey, they did it to me too. They don't have any more, and I have to buy a second set of the second one.
Oh, I forgot I have to do that too.
Yeah, I know. Well, you might have to buy a third one just because you spilled soda all over your first.
Oh,
Wait,
no, that's
what?
perfectly fine.
Sure. Oh, yeah, there was an episode of The Streets where, like, Josh immediately disappeared for no reason. He comes back, like, I want to say 10, 20 minutes later, I spilled the stuff on my soda figures.
Oh,
He
no.
knocked down a soda onto him.
But they turned out okay, somehow.
SHODO pop
Good
in
job.
a bad way.
Oh, guys, that's where we end the show. We're an hour and 9 minutes in. I don't think
Oh.
we're fitting in Kuuga.
That's
Oh.
fine.
Okay.
Sorry,
One
Malunis.
last prediction.
Oh,
I don't think we're going to get any SHODO reveals next week. It's probably going to be like Chronicle, maybe SHODO. I don't know. Just suspiciously,
I
they
think-
didn't say anything, and I'm thinking, well,
wait.
AI-10 is the last wave, so maybe they would want to take a break while the show's still going on, you know?
You know
Yeah.
what?
Ooh.
SHODO-O is coming out soon.
Ah.
Did they do their full set 8 breakdown? Like AI 8 breakdown?
Yeah, AI 8's done with Ikazuchi.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but I didn't know if they did like their right before it releases like.
Oh yeah. Like the
showcase.
The
Bandai
just released though.
The Bandai Candy Toy site has like proper promo images for them now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it could be Shodo-O 4. Was it 3? Shodo-O 3, and they could tease.
Yeah.
What's in 3 and what's coming out in? Do we know?
3 has the
Which one
Hopper
are
Bros, right?
I think so.
I've completely forgotten about it.
I don't remember. What if? Okay. So this is for next week, and if they don't predict,
What?
All right. I'm gonna try to predict what's coming in 04. Just really quick. Zabi.
Ooh.
Another Dragon Knight Rider.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna say it for you. They're probably gonna include scissors for some reason.
Yes.
Hey, I'll take it. Yeah, scissors.
Everyone's favorite meme rider.
Yeah, exactly. So what is I forget. What is the structure? It's like
it's
4-ish ones of them, and then an accessory box.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Right? Yeah. So like, I'm going Zabi. I'll go with what you're saying. Scissors. Some strange Showa one. Maybe in relation to whoever the guy with the space bike is about. Who else are we missing? Drake's not a bad guy. Sasord
is a prominent one,
yeah. Sasord. That's my prediction, and then an accessory box. Oh, I gotta come up with this weird accessory that's like street material or something. I'll say sidewalk.
I was gonna say a crate.
We're gonna get Shoto's sidewalk.
Okay, fair enough. I was gonna say a crate.
Yeah. Oh, that makes more sense. Okay, I'll go with a crate. Oh, no. I'm going with a plastic chair that they're always knocking over and crushing. Those are my predictions for 04. So let's go over them again. Accessory set with plastic chair, Sasord, Zabi, scissors, and weird Showa thing. Yeah? Good.
Sure thing.
Alright, cool. Guys, are we done?
Yeah.
I think.
Alright, guys, so that was it. That was episode 63. And at this point, not as I'm recording, but as you're listening, this episode, the audio version went up at the same time. I don't know why I'm advertising you to watch the same episode that you just did. But now it's available on an audio streaming platform. Huh?
I was like, go for a walk and listen to it on Spotify.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Like, yeah, you know what? Use this opportunity. Take a walk. You might need it. Honestly, getting a little bit of exercise really helped me. And then on top of that, as you know, we're always in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. There are links in the description down below to how you can go help support. Once again, any recommendations to any sort of causes that you'd like us to know about, to shout out, anything, leave them in the comments down below. We'll do our best to get them into whatever we record after seeing your comment. That'll be a long time from now, considering all of this. But hey, yeah, as long as you do something, it absolutely helps. If you haven't filled out the I almost said surveys. If you haven't signed any petitions or whatever yet, absolutely do that. Absolutely go do that, because you know what? It's free. You can do it for free. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll be back to record next week, and you'll hear it about a year later. Thanks for watching. Keep it juicy.
See ya.
Just wanted to mix it up a little bit.
I wish I heard what he said.
The microphone probably heard it.
I hope so.